am Orlando Jones, and I just want you to know that the Moana Nui Podcast will be starting soon. Stay tuned, yo.
I'm Veronica Taylor, and from myself and Ash Ketchum, I just want to say, Moana Nui, I choose you!
Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Moana Nui Podcast. We're so glad to have you with us. And we're definitely excited about our new episode that we're going to have today. But before we kick everything off, for those that are new to the show, definitely welcome. I'm Dana, the other half of the Moana Nui Podcast. My co host, Moana, is. Off this week doing some research and stuff for some projects she has going on, but she is definitely with us for today's episode. But before we kick everything off, of course, I want to highlight a couple Kickstarters that are going on. Greg Burnham of Tuskegee Air Series has partnered up with Fair Squares Comics LLC to release a new comics called The Little Rock Files #1. You can be able to support that Kickstarter right now, and we're going to put the link in the comment area. So definitely go ahead and go to that link and definitely give some support. Of course, if you're familiar with Greg's work, he always given us great series. So definitely support this new one that's going on right now. Our next Kickstarter, Freestar Comics, our family here on the Agents of Geekdom Network, they will be releasing a fast-paced battle game inspired by Blackjack, featuring the original epic characters from the world of freestyle comics. Right now, you can click the link to be notified when it goes live. Definitely support that Kickstarter. That link is also in our in your comments also, or in the chat. Definitely click that to be notified as soon as it launches so you can give some support of that upcoming game. And with that, um, I'm very excited to introduce our new panel that we will have for this new segment. If you're just tuning in, you're not sure what's going on, we have a new series that's starting off, the Opinionated Variants 616. This is on the multiverse of 616 that's going to happen. And if you've watched our Marvel DC panel, our two lovely ladies, our very own Simone and Teresa, will be our two panelists on this particular series to talk about fashion, pop culture, and more. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them both up to the screen. Hello, ladies.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Well, I am going to go ahead and hand it over to these two ladies so they can talk about today's topics. And that way, make sure you comment in your comment area or your chat feature on the app, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and interact as they're talking about the different topics they're talking tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to you, ladies.
Hey guys, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are again the Opinionated Variants of 616. And if you don't like that, you know there's other variants and other locations that you can go to. Because this is our opinions. They're not facts, they're opinions. You can't change somebody's opinion. You can understand it, or you can try to understand it if you want to, but these are our opinions. And if you don't like them, you just don't like them. That's just it. My name is Simone. I am a Blerd cosplayer. Blerd means black cosplayer. I cosplay I've been cosplaying since 2011. It started with Harry Potter, and then I just ventured out into a little bit of everything. Um, I love everything.
Pretty much.
I just love everything. It doesn't matter what it is. I give everything a chance and then embrace it. And we'll talk about that in one of our segments as to about fan or fanatic or super fan. So, but I give you to my friend over here this way. I was doing the wrong way.
Right.
To
Which
my
which
little
this
girlfriend this way. To my girlfriend Teresa. Let her introduce herself to you.
Hi everyone. I'm Teresa. And I too am a blurred. And one of these days I'm gonna be a cosplayer as well. One of these days when I step outside myself and I stop being, the introvert, the, social anxiety sufferer that I'm used to being. I'm gonna do it. I kind of dipped my toe into the water a little bit with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and I did my full white um celebration of life garb, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, me too. Really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna dip more than my toe into the pool one of these days. Um, yeah, like Simone said, I'm just a fan. I love everything pop culture. I love the fantasy and mysteries and sci-fi and superheroes and that's just what I like. I like to escape from reality a little bit, and that's what we're going to talk about. Our opinions on these matters. So here we go.
So I'm looking at your stuff back there. Our next little segment is about
Yep.
collectors. Do you consider yourself a collector or just like to purchase things and then if you purchase them, are you obsessive or is it just a one thing, two thing? What is it? What you do? Are you a collector? Do you consider yourself a collector?
I've been thinking about this all day because I really don't consider myself a collector. There are just things that I like, you know. And it's funny that the way you just put it, you were like, "Am I a collector or do I just buy things?" I like to buy things,
Okay, we all like to buy
right?
things.
I like to buy a lot of things. So, but some a few things in particular. So who knows? Maybe I am a collector. I think maybe if anything, I'm a collector of like Black Panther related memorabilia because the first movie just really touched me and moved me, and I want to I like to celebrate that feeling that it gave me. So Black Panther related things, probably my Harry Potter house, my Hogwarts house, Slytherin all day. Um,
Slytherin sister,
right.
yes. So
and
you the
and
Hamu, right?
right, exactly.
Okay, like we took over. Hogwarts is now an HBCU, y'all. Y'all did not know.
And since I was young, actually, I've had a strange like affinity for sunflowers, and I kind of wondered if I would grow out of it, but I haven't. I love sunflowers, so if
I
anything, those
do.
are the
So do
things.
I.
Yeah,
Aren't they
those are the things I
pretty?
collect. Yeah, I just love. They're so happy.
Yes, yes, they look so pretty.
Hmm.
It's especially when they're you see them in a field and they're tall. It's the same thing with tulips. I
Yeah.
love how they're just I'm like, how can I get mines don't stand like that. It's like, how
Hmm.
can I see them? Especially when you walk in Central Park in the springtime. They are so pretty. I'm like, I'm so jealous trying to get my stuff to look like that. But what is it that you have? What is those collections back there? Your
Well, those are
Funkos.
my on this side. That's my Funko Pops back there. And then I have a few things that are not Funko Pops. And just I was trying to narrow it down because I know how I am. Once again, I like to buy things. So if I don't give it parameters, I will be buying everything. So the parameters that I gave myself when I started getting the Funko Pops was I was going to collect or I was only going to purchase black characters, that really touched me, that really meant something to me. So not just every black character was out that's out there, but maybe like I had to get Winston Zedmore from the Ghostbusters because Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies. I had to get, Black Lightning. Of course, I started with the characters from Black Panther because that is what really touched me, like I said. So I'm trying to keep myself within the realm of Black characters, although I stepped outside twice. Once with Stephen King. I have like 3 or 4 Stephen King Funko Pops because he's my favorite author. And my cousin knows that I'm absolutely in love with Jason Momoa. So he started
Okay,
my
he's black. He's
yeah,
he's black.
there's some in there. He's a person of color, absolutely. So he's a part of my collection.
Okay,
But
we claim him.
yeah, exactly. Whether he claims us or not.
Yeah, he's claimed. I don't even know
Yeah.
why he don't think so.
But
Um,
I have a couple
so
of
you
uncles
have
too.
you okay, so the way that you collect, okay, it's completely different from me because no, I'm not in the same way because I'll see black and I'm like, okay, I need to have that. But then I look on the back and I'm like, I gotta get the whole set.
Yeah.
So I'll start out with the black, but then I want to get everybody else in there, and it just expands to where I still have stuff in boxes, girl. I have, and then when I'm looking, I'm like, oh my god, I have this. I can't believe I have this. I still have unboxings to do. I have a box right here. Look, I have a box right here that I still need to do. I don't. You know what? Let's
And I
we
follow
gonna
you on TikTok, so I watch your unboxings.
so we're gonna do
Go
it
see
right
what's
here.
in there now.
We're gonna see what's in here right now. I don't even remember. I know it was Funko. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Nomura.
Okay.
Okay. That's like Let's see. That's the one. And then who is this?
I try not to get hung up on completing completing the
Oh,
series though.
yes. Okay.
Oh, I hate I missed that one.
Okay. Where did I find this?
I have been looking for that one.
Yes, girl. It is on where did I get this from? Oh my god. See? I don't even Hot Topic. Hot
Oh,
Topic.
okay.
Go to Hot Topic. Get it. Okay. So that's a quick unboxing, and I'll be doing another one like that. All of my other my what if
Mm-hmm.
from him, and then I don't know if you follow her, but I had to get this book.
I
Had
do.
to. I had to. I
I
had
do
to.
follow her.
It's just, oh my God. Everything in this book is just so freaking amazing. And just to take the time out to do that. And then here the official Infinity
Oh, your Kamoyo beads.
Komoyo
Mm-hmm.
beads. So yeah, I've been Guardians of the Galaxy, and then some stuff that I buy, it might be double, and I'll just use that as a giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
And do that. Black artist that I follow on TikTok. I had purchased Harry Potter earrings from her and Black Panther earrings from her. And for some reason, I had wound up getting 2 Harry Potter earrings. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
use that as a giveaway. My crazy behind did this Marvel mystery box. I just
When you
what am I
see
doing?
things, you think
I
you need to have
found
them.
TLC Funko
Mm-hmm.
Pops. They're sitting over there. I found them. It's like I can't just get one, but I don't have one type of collection. I have all the Harry Potter stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't have room for
Yeah. Well, that's why I tried not to get hung up on completing serieses. I try to just get the black characters that who really speak to me, really touch me or whatever. Like I bought Tiana, Princess and the Frog,
I need to get her.
and I have two of them now, thanks to Dana. Dana gave me the one with the, I think the one with the frog in it, and I mean that was so sweet. I don't even know how she knew. I guess she could just look at me and tell. But yeah, Tiana. If anything, Tiana, I'm a little bit of a collector of her things too, because now I have two Tiana Squishmallows. I got the what is it? Five Below Sunday. They just released the small Tiana Squishmallow, so I had to get that one. But yeah, I'm wearing my my Black Panther earrings as well. So I get
Yeah,
Black Girl
she's.
ESP. Yeah, I guess she can tell.
So then, for the collections, that means that it would be okay. Are you a fan? Are you a fanatic? Or are you a super fan? So it's like you have those three different. Okay, so a fan basically is an enthusiast who exhibits strong interest for something or someone.
Okay.
Then you have a fanatic, which I always thought that I was a fanatic until I read Superfan. Fanatic is a person filled with excessive and single-minded zeal.
Okay.
And then you have a superfan, which is extremist enthusiastic fan who dresses up in outrageous and ostentatious, which I don't think my stuff is ostentatious,
No, it's not.
costumes or outfits showing devotion. So, okay, maybe I am a super fan.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I am a super fan, but I feel I bounce around and you collect
Hmm.
things, and then it's like, oh, squirrel. Then my interest goes to
Right.
something else, and that's exactly how it is when I'm making costumes. But you see something, and then you start that collection, which you say, yeah, like you, and you're single minded, and I need to inherit your thought of this is the only thing that you're going to do. Don't look at the back. Don't look at it. Don't get the whole set.
And see, that's just like I said, I know how I am. I will, just go off the rails trying to buy everything. So I have to give myself some parameters. And sometimes the parameters don't even work.
So which one do you think you are? Are you a fan for some things, or fanatic to some things, or super fan to some things? Do you put yourself in all three categories, just two, or
Kind of, I don't really think I have like the fanatic was like, a zealot basically, someone who has this zeal for every. I don't know about that. I'm definitely a fan and I want to be a super fan, but I'm not, I haven't cracked that shell yet. I haven't gotten out of my shell to be a super fan because I want to do the costumes. And I think I'll get there because I'm coming out slowly. So definitely maybe like a cross between a fan and a super fan.
okay? I would I okay. I definitely know that you're a fan. Okay, I would agree. I would agree with that.
There may be
I
a
would agree with
little
that.
bit of fanaticism in there, maybe a little.
For Black Panther.
Black Panther,
But
I was gonna say for Marvel movies, period, really, because that's my favorite, but especially Black Panther.
um I always called myself a fanatic, a Harry Potter fanatic, until I really saw the definition of the super fan. And like, because to me, I did like, oh, the Taylor Swift, the Swifties, and the
Hmm.
people who like
The Beehive.
the pop, K-pop. people, who's them? I don't even know them people over there, but them.
That's those are Dana's people. She's the K-pop fanatic.
All of them. Those I would have called them super fans because you talk about their people and they're like, oh no, God, and they want to get on and destroy you on Twitter. They want to
Yeah.
go crazy. I guess I would switch that now. I would call them fanatics, and I would be a super fan. So I would embrace that. I don't think my stuff is ostentatious though. I kind of like dressing up.
Yeah. And I mean, I think they picked a bad word to describe it. It's not ostentatious. It's just, you know, fancy, ornate. How about that? Ornate has a better connotation than ostentatious.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one better. Because I am a super fan. I do enjoy collecting. Um, I like them both, DC and Marvel, especially the women, whether the women of DC or women of Marvel. I don't care. It's just one. I'll be collecting, and I think that's my thing. I'll collect women, and then you see the black. So and I'll put those two together. So I want to just continue to embrace that and not go kind of overboard. Like I was actually looking, and I think because I don't know why, but it just kept spinning. I saw on Hot Topic an outfit because I got the Dora Milaje outfit, and then I saw Ahsoka outfit, and it just kept spinning. So it wouldn't allow me to purchase. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
then that means that's telling me something. It means that I'm not supposed to be doing this right now.
Slow
Okay.
your roll.
I'm not supposed to be doing that right now. But I've also seen Harry Potter shoes, the stuff from Hamu, where I need to order. I want a shirt. There's a mug that I want, a Starbucks, and they're doing platform 9 3/4. I'm like, and I have to close it. I have to get off because I just keep losing my mind. I'm like, okay, I save all of those links, put them in my favorites, and then I go back and I'm like, okay, I need to purchase from this. I need to purchase from this. I can't really do that right now. It's like, oh my God. So, it's crazy that you buy things. It's yes, I'm a collector. Yes, I'm a super fan. And I try to blend them together and not get out of control. But I mean, hell, I got a whole bin full of wigs and I got to get a bigger bin.
And believe me, it's everything I can do because you were mentioning Hot Topic, but Torrid does the pop
Yes,
culture clothes as well. And me being
yes.
a plus size lady, that
Harry
I do
Potter was
more.
on Torrid.
Yes, yes. Believe me, it's all I can do sometimes not to buy everything Slytherin I can find. Like that I've seen, I know you've seen the leather Letterman's jackets, Slytherin
Yes.
Letterman's jackets, and the green plaid pleated skirts. I've wanted those forever.
But see, when I
I
went
just
to
have to
get it, it was sold out.
I have to talk to myself and be like, now, be for real.
Do
But I
you
want to buy
really
every
need that?
Slytherin thing
Yes.
I see.
See, I started out as a Ravenclaw because when I came to Houston from New York, my first thing I got on, I saw this meetup.com and I met a group of people who created a Houston Harry Potter meetup. So I met them and I was sorted into Ravenclaw. I was like, okay, I don't mind that. I'm smart. I'm an engineer. I got that I embraced that. But then when Pottermore came out
Mm-hmm.
and I took the test, it put me, it house stalled me between Ravenclaw and Slytherin, and then it put me in Slytherin. So I'm like, okay. So it truly saw where my heart really lies.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be smart in order to be in Slytherin.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, well, I was in Ravenclaw and I'm really a Slytherin. So you're smart to know that you can be sneaky and
Mm-hmm.
smart. Yeah, that's
Right.
me. So
The
it's like I
word
embrace both houses.
the word from the description of Slytherin that always sticks with me is because, Slytherin, because of the movies, people think the bad
They're bad.
guys.
They're
Right.
not.
The word that sticks with me is crafty. And I can definitely be crafty now. So that's what I think of when I think of Slytherin. It's not bad because of the bad guys. We're crafty. We can come up with some things.
Okay, Angel of Geekdom, box lunch. That's a new one for me too.
And
That's
see, I won't let myself. I watch, like I said, I'm on TikTok all the time, death scrolling. So I see a bunch of people who collect the box lunch and Loungefly bags. I won't let myself because that once again that will get out of hand for me. So I have to just stick with my Torrid, and I have done Hot Topic, and I got my Wednesday Adams dress. Actually, I got one from Torrid and one from Hot Topic. So yeah, I just try to
well,
stick
see,
with
and I
those.
got my oh my God, what is her nemesis's name? I can't believe I forgot her name.
I forgot her name too.
But yes, I got that one from Hot Topic
Yeah, you
as
got
well.
the new one though, didn't you? The one from the
The movie
Netflix special.
from Netflix special.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that one.
I have the classic, black dress with the little white collar. And I did that
Loungefly, what's
actually
that?
for Loungefly is bags,
Okay,
mostly like backpacks, and they
okay.
do releases like they do Christmas releases every year, Halloween, and people kill themselves for those Halloween bags. But like I said, I just won't let myself look at them too hard because I
See,
know
Angel
me.
Go Geekdom now just got me in trouble because now I'm gonna go on box lunch,
So you got some
and
new
now I'm gonna
places to
do
shop.
Loungefly. I'm gonna look at that too.
Well,
I
I'm
don't.
going on Hot Topic as soon as we're done.
Yes. Oh, there's another one that came out, and it came out with, I call it the Wakanda uh lugs, but they're not. I only call it the Wakanda lugs because they're that blue royal deep purple.
Mm-hmm.
They're so beautiful. And I'm like,
Hmm.
as soon as that came out, I immediately put that into my bucket, and I have yet to go back because I'll just continue to purchase. I'm like,
Hmm. You might have to
that's
send me that link. I don't think I've seen that.
that's my new thing now. It's like, okay, when everybody was doing sneakers, I was doing shoes. Now that I
Mm-hmm.
can't really wear shoes anymore, okay, now I'm into sneakers and lugs.
Mm-hmm. And mine, I have to stay off of. Well, I haven't really ordered anything from them yet because they seldom go on sale. But it's Shop Disney. But I've
Okay.
been I've been checking them like every week or so to see when stuff goes on sale because they got some Black Panther stuff that I want. And these are Shop Disney, but I at work we did Secret Santa last year, and I put these on my wish list. And for like the first few weeks, these were the only thing on the wish list, just to let them know that this is what I really
I really
wanted.
want, yeah. Like, I don't want anything else, just
Right.
this.
I
It's
gave them
like,
a couple more options there towards the end, but luckily I got my Black Panther earring.
because they probably went and got that right away. It's like, okay, this is
Right.
the only thing that she wants.
Right.
So they already purchased that. That's what I tell people. Like, that's what I want. This is what I'm going to get. This is cool. Okay, so dealing with all the Marvel that we're seeing and the DC, and we're talking about women, especially women of color. What was your first Black person? I don't want to say cosplayer. What was your first Black hero or actor that you saw that you can remember?
I don't really know because unfortunately, since I don't read the comic books, I haven't really been exposed to many Black female hero characters. Um, I
But
like the
there's TV
movie.
too.
Yeah,
Movies,
there's
TV,
TV and
any.
movies, but really, I was hoping you were gonna ask like the first character that made me wanna get into cosplay,
Yeah.
and that's Queen Ramonda in the first Black Panther. There's a couple of those outfits that will, if I ever do work up the nerve, those
And
are
I saw that.
those
I
are
saw
definitely
that.
going into my
I,
repertoire.
I saw that, and I will help you.
So thank you.
I will definitely, we will do that. So that way, when we come to DragonCon,
Mhm.
I'll be in my door. I will be protecting you. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. We will do that.
And my
I-
cousin, because my cousin is a big cosplayer, and he has a couple of King T'Challa outfits. And so, I'm trying to get up the nerve so we can do like an ensemble thing. We can go together, and he's T'Challa and I'm the Queen Mother, and that would be awesome. With you as the door, that would be awesome.
yeah, my husband does that T'Challa too.
Mhm.
When we go together, we try. Let me tell you, he went with me. Do you remember what was that movie, Hunger Games?
Mhm.
And he was District 11. God, I can't remember his name, but he was Rue's counterpart.
Mhm.
So I had purchased the shirts that said District 12. It was like, you put this shirt on, come with me. He came with me to Kamapalooza. When I tell you, this little white girl, she was beat red. This girl ran clear across. I was on the third floor in Kamapalooza. She ran clear across the third floor. She came up to him and she was like, God, I can't, I'm so mad that I can't remember his name.
It
Um,
was like Gage or Gabe or something like that.
she was like, "Are you him?"
Gail,
And
her Katniss's partner.
no, not Katniss's partner.
Oh, okay.
Rue's partner.
Rue, yeah.
He
Oh
was in
gosh.
District 11.
Oh yeah, her brother. I don't remember his name.
Let me. Okay. This is District 11. Oh my God. District 11.
Thresh.
That's it, Thresh.
Okay.
That's
Dana
it.
came up with it. I haven't
That's
searched yet.
it. That's it. It came up. It's like, I knew it was a T. I was like, what the hell is it? Okay. So she ran right across. She's like, "Are you Thresh?" He was like, "I don't know who that is. My wife just told me to put this shirt on." I'm like, okay, you don't say that, honey. But
Right.
yes,
Just say
yes,
yes.
yes, okay. But okay, and he was in this shirt. Now here I am, dressed in my costume, and I'm just standing there. And she's like, "Can I take a picture with you?" So she's taking a picture with him. And then the father looks at me. He's like, "Okay, well, you're really dressed up. Do you want to get in the picture?" I was like, "Nope, this is
This is
she
her
wants to do
moment.
a
She
picture.
wanted
This is her
him.
moment. She wants a picture with him." So he took a picture with them, And then I guess the father felt sorry for me. So he was here, you get in the picture. I was like, I don't need to get in. So I'm okay. But I got in the picture and I took the picture. It's like, okay. But that was his first experience
Mm-hmm.
as a cosplayer dressing up. And it was just amazing that this white girl didn't, she just saw
No,
that he
she
was
knew.
dressed.
She knew who he was,
She
and
she was like, if that's who you're supposed to be, I want to take a picture with you. She didn't care.
that's what she wanted.
And then the next cosplay that he did was he had shaved his head. So then he had passed away. One of the people, you're not from here, but in Houston, we have this movie theater where this guy, his name was Mike. He had all of the cosplayers come together,
Mm-hmm.
and every time a movie came out, he would ask for those cosplayers to come. So at one point he needed a how am I going blank today? I can't believe I'm going blank today.
Because you're on
He
the
needed,
air.
yes, thank you. He needed a Nick Fury. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I said to my husband, and it was a closet cosplay because we came from New York, so he already had the leather coat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all you need is black pants, black shirt. I'll buy you the patch. So I got him the patch. And that was him. When I tell you, every kid that came out of the movie,
That's awesome.
oh my God, Fury. Yeah. Okay. So again, you say that you're not a cosplayer, but they come up to you and that's amazing. So I try and find things that, especially if I'm doing something and he comes with me, he's my
Mm-hmm.
handler, that he can do this cosplay as well. So the next one that he did was T'Challa, because I was the Dora Milaje. I was like, okay, so you can do that. And it was the end of the movie where I saw that scarf that he had on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, you can put that scarf on. I purchased the helmet for him. I'm like, okay, we can do that. And that was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked around and we met with Carter. That was just the most amazing moment for me going to a convention,
Mm-hmm.
meeting her, for her seeing the detailed work that we did with our costumes. That was just the most amazing moment. And again, these kids didn't care. They did not care. All they
Right.
saw was I was this character. And it's the same thing when I do Maleficent. These little white girls do not care. They call me Maleficent, and then I'm in character. I'm like, go away, shoo. I don't like children. Go away. And I call them Beastie, and they love it. And when I see them, I'm like, hi, Beastie, how you doing? They they adore it, and they don't care that I'm not white.
Mm-hmm.
And
They just
that's
see the character. That's
they,
all.
they,
They
they
just see the
just
character.
they just see the character. So having having a white
Yeah.
person come up to me or come up to my husband and just embrace us is something that I is why I like cosplaying.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like competing. I don't, because I want it to continue to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do. So when I saw when I was asking you about the who was your first person that you can remember, mine was going back to Eartha Kitt.
Mm-hmm.
When seeing her, and I'm like, oh my God, that's she's Catwoman, and she didn't have the mask on, and that's what I liked. How everybody else always had the mask on, and she was like, oh no, I'm the sexy, and she looked just as sexy as the rest of them. I loved it. I didn't have a problem with Halle Berry doing Catwoman. Some people didn't like the movie. I liked her. I liked her.
Yeah.
Again, because she was a woman of color, so I embraced it from that part. It's just I want to see Marvel put more people, especially women, out there. How many, I mean, we was talking about this on our other podcast. How many shows did they cancel that they didn't even come out with that were black women that was the star of the show, and they canceled these shows. It's crazy. And having a black superhero, I think, is more important. And I think the first black superhero that opened up everybody's eyes, in my opinion, was Blade, because that made DC stand up once Blade movies became a hit, and that's how their Batman movie was a hit. And then they started going back and forth, and then
Right.
Marvel is up there compared to DC, who can't seem to get
Yeah.
themselves together, but they're good with the cartoons, but they're
Yeah.
not good with the live.
The live action, they're just hung up on Superman and Batman for some reason.
I don't know, but I was looking at the list, so I have the first black superhero was John Stewart, a Green Lantern,
Mhm.
and then we had Luke Cage with Misty Knight, and I didn't really, to be honest with you, the TV show Netflix Luke Cage, I thought it was okay. I
I enjoyed it. But, like I'm not the comic book girl, so,
No, neither was I. I didn't purchase him as a comic book. I saw
Mhm.
it, but I didn't know who he was, so I didn't
Mhm.
really get into it. And then watching the television show, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I remember Jessica Jones, but I don't remember him. And then it was like, oh, that was that comic. Oh yeah, that's great. And then getting them all together as the Defenders, I, I like them together, but
Mhm.
they're separate. They're separate shows. I didn't. I mean, yes, I watched it, but it
It
didn't.
was a
It didn't
lot.
wow me.
Yeah.
It was like that. Oh, I can live with it. It's something that I wouldn't have went to the movies to see it. I'm glad that they did it as a TV show. I wouldn't have went to the movies to see it.
I
Um,
would have. I pretty much give anything that's superhero based, I give it a chance. So I definitely would have tried. Now, I might have been worn out by the time they got the Iron Fist, you know?
okay, girl, you can bypass Iron Fist altogether,
Right?
because that was something. I'm like, yes, you need to see Jessica. You need to see Daredevil, Luke Cage. You can
Mhm.
bypass Iron Fist and go straight to Defenders. You don't have to,
Right.
because him walking around saying, but I'm Iron Fist. I'm supposed to save the world. I'm like, oh my God, dude, I can't stand you right now. I
Right.
just, that whole, I don't even watch it. And I was rewatching it. Um, and I was like, okay, I'm jumping episodes. I'm only supposed to watch season 1, season 2, season 3 of each show, and then you have the Defenders. But I was watching season 1 and 2 of Daredevil. I was like, okay, I need to stop, because he's hurt here, and then I had to watch the Defenders before I finish this. So I'm like, okay, you see, you're jumping around, so now stop. This is like, you have to go back. You don't remember what you're watching.
Yeah, I can't wait for Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah. I really, I want more black women like Vixen. I know we have
Mhm.
Monica Rambeau, and I can't wait for that to come out. The
Mm,
Marvels, the
Marvels, yeah.
Marvels. Marvelettes. I'm going
Marvel.
back to see him 1960s.
Right. They're good too, though.
No. But yeah, I really want. I wish they really did do a vixen. I don't know who would play her. I don't know who. Oh, good vixen. I wouldn't.
I think the only exposure I have to, I think that's Vixen in the Green Lantern, that Green Lantern animated show we watched. Was that Vixen with
No,
Green Arrow?
she's the one that controls animals. No, that wasn't her.
That wasn't her.
Was that
There
her?
was a black. It was Green Arrow, and was that? It was. Dana said, "Yeah, it was." I
Yes,
thought so.
was.
So that's
Okay.
the only exposure to Vixen I have. Excuse me for wiping my nose. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in the animated series. Yeah, we got the Thunder and Lightning from the Black Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about Storm when you saw Halle Berry?
I didn't have a problem with it then, but that was once again, I'm not a comic book girl, so the movies are how I'm introduced to these characters. So I didn't have a problem with it then, but I didn't know about Storm's character. I didn't know that she was like, an African whatever, and the tribe even that she's from wouldn't be this fair light skin, you know,
She was
mixed
darker.
mixed race person, right? She's a Nubian queen, basically. So I didn't know that was wrong back then. I know it now. And I'm certain that the Storm role can be done better. Yeah. I don't have anything against Miss Berry, but that just
No,
wasn't the best
I like
casting.
the second X-Men. I liked her in the second one with the shorter hair. I
Hmm.
felt it more than not the first one, but I felt it more in the second one. Uh, yeah, and then she also did the Catwoman, so she did two. So she did Marvel and she did
Both
DC. Okay,
universes, yeah.
okay. So let's did Marvel and DC. Um,
Yeah, that's true. She was big back then.
so that's why they put her. But that she did Marvel and DC. We had um Star Wars fandom. Star
Black
Wars.
female?
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't think of any more black females that did both. I would have to look that up.
Star Trek, yes.
That did.
Oh, I mean, just a prominent black female character. But you're doing you want to see who?
Nicole
Yeah.
Nichols.
Nichelle Nichols.
Nichelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she set the tone.
Mhm.
She set the tone, biracial tone, and I think she had a big impact on it for black women. But
Huge. I mean, considering the time, the era, you know.
I know Black Panther had the biggest impact out of everybody
Mhm.
that we've talked about, and it's just so funny. It's like white people couldn't
Mhm.
understand why we as blacks was getting together and was so excited
Mhm.
about this movie. and they were like, okay, well, it's just a movie. Why are you making such a big deal about it? Well, did you say that when people were standing online for Star Wars? Did you say
Mhm.
that when they was, standing online for
Right.
all of these other movies? Why can't we have something?
Mhm.
This united everybody, brought it together, and it didn't matter who was cosplaying. You had people in Asia who was dressing up as Black Panther. It didn't
Mhm.
matter. Didn't matter at all. And I liked how Black Panther and what Jasmine Bowen did for that role. I don't
Mhm.
think that they should. Well, I'm glad that they followed the book where Shuri, he did pass away and Shuri became Black Panther. So I
Mhm.
know that with him passing, they had to change the whole story because it was supposed to be him and Namor fighting.
Right.
And then it turned into him and Shuri fighting because he had lost the 5 years with his son.
Mhm.
So that I, I'm I'm okay with them, and I'm happy that they did it that way. But I also know that they were looking at who was going to be Storm,
Mhm.
because I was trying to figure out, well, what are you going to do with this other girl? Y'all going to get rid of her, and is Storm just going to come in the picture? Because
Mhm.
they was throwing so many people out there who can play Storm and bring her in, and I'm like, that would be amazing if they could
Mhm.
do that. But
And people still are, speculating. So it would be interesting if they do introduce her. And I would think they would have to at some point with her being such a prominent character. It's going to be interesting to see who they cast.
well, I mean, she did run Wakanda for a while, but that might have been a different. It wasn't the 616 to where it was Storm who killed T'Challa from another universe. Yep, with the multiverse. Yes, we can.
Mhm.
Yes, we can. Yep, that's a good. Yeah, Dana, that is right. We could with the multiverse, we can pull so many people in
Right.
from different places. Um, who is your? I know you like Black Panther, but what other genres? Um, no, not genres, but what other movies are up there with Black Panther for
Um,
you?
Definitely Infinity War and
Mm,
Endgame. Um, and actually, it gets a bad rap, but I really enjoyed Doctor Strange. I actually didn't see Doctor Strange in the theater, the first one. I
mm-hmm.
didn't see it in the theater because I wasn't sure I cared. But then when I did see it, I watched it. I think I watched it on Disney Plus, just like, a Saturday looking for something to do or whatever. And I was blown away. I really like that movie. And I love what's his name as Doctor Strange. Cumberbatch, Benedict
Yeah,
Cumberbatch. So those are up there for me.
yeah, he's my Sherlock Holmes.
Mhm.
He plays a good Sherlock Holmes.
Mhm.
Other than the Marvel, what's your DC?
I
Or any movie, and
any
it doesn't
movie
even have to be.
because
It doesn't have to be DC. It doesn't have to be
yeah,
Marvel. I mean, you could say Titanic. I mean, just what other movies out there?
because I want DC to be great. I want them to get their stuff together so they can be great. And even the DC movies with actors in them that I like, because like I said, I love me some Jason Momoa, but Aquaman was not all that. I can admit that. Um, 2 hours of looking at Jason Momoa shirtless was wonderful, but outside of that. outside of that, yeah. But just in general movies, like I
Yes,
said,
he did.
Ghostbusters is
Jason saved the movie. Yes, he
yes,
did.
he did. And I don't know if he can even save the second one as I'm hearing how bad it is, but I mean, I'm still gonna pay my money and go look at it. But
And
like I
that's the
said,
same thing I did with Creed. I paid my money to go look at
yeah.
beefy, beautiful men on screen.
And that was because I don't like boxing, and I hadn't seen a Rocky Universe movie since
They're
probably
giving us
Rocky
the eye. Garlic
since
rice is giving
probably
us the eye.
Rocky 3. But it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I don't even know what to say about Jonathan Majors at this point. I don't know what there is to say. But
I'm I'm very upset that he's not given a chance, that people are jumping to
like the Bennett, yeah,
conclusions.
and that's why I'm not. I don't know what happened, so I'm not speculating on it at all. That'll just have to, what do they say, come out in the wash. So
So apparently what his lawyers are saying, that they have proof that what this person is saying is not true. And it's the same way that they did with Johnny Depp. And I'm like so angry that y'all ruined this man's reputation, but you wait until this man gets on high to when you want to come
yeah,
out and say something. Why do y'all wait until these people are up here? When they're down here, you're not saying anything.
hmm
And then you wait until he is up and doing better than he was before.
to come out with all of this stuff, but I wasn't there. I don't know, so it's not really for me to have an opinion on. But yeah, I hated that they immediately fired Johnny Depp, because in my
Yes,
opinion,
and then everything came out and it shows that
yeah,
Johnny won. So now Disney, you got to backtrack, you got to eat crow, you have
right,
to make amends.
right. And I mean, for that last Fantastic Beasts movie, I was just mad the whole time I was watching it. I'm like,
I was
that
so
Johnny
mad.
should have been there, but
I
of
was so
course I
mad that
watched it anyway.
they ruined that. I mean, the first two were good, and then the last
Yes.
one was. I'm like, what is this? What 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 the hell
What
is
is
this?
this? Right.
This is not the story. This is not. He defeated him. What the hell is this? The fighting. I'm like, you. He plays the character that replaced him.
hmm
He is evil. Yes, he can play evil, but no, this
He
was
was
a
no
different
Johnny
evil.
Depp.
It was a different type of evil that Johnny embodied, and this person couldn't fill his shoes. I'm not
I
saying
agree.
do what Johnny Depp did, but look and understand what the character was. And that's
hmm
what Johnny Depp did. He explored the character, he knew what he did, and this man just played, okay, I have this role, let me just do this character. And
Which is
I don't.
which is probably why they're trying not to rush to judgment now again, because they ruined that character. So, you know, I'm sure they don't want to ruin any other characters. Oh, but we were talking, yeah, I forgot about the Spider-Man movies. The Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are up there for me too.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland, and I like the last one. All three of them were together.
Mhm. Yeah.
I didn't like the very first ones. The second guy, I can be without him. I don't need him. But all three of them together,
Yeah.
it- I can.
The Multiverse Spider-Man. That was pretty
Yes.
cool. And
Yeah.
the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse, the animated one, the trailer looks really good for that one. And I think they
Yes,
might have
I'm
some.
hoping that they will do a live action for that, but I don't know
Right. I was hoping that too.
who would be able to play.
That's
Miles.
another one that, so many people are speculating and fan casting. So it'll be interesting to see if they do it live action, who they decide on. Because if they don't
Um,
hurry up and do it, a lot of the people that the fan people are fan casting, they'll be too old.
they're too old. Yeah,
Right.
they'll be older, and then like, you look, Samuel L. Jackson is too old
What?
to do Miles Morales. Maybe the father,
The grandfather.
but not Miles. No.
But yes, I do love Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, he knows how to embody. That's another one that knows how to embody a character
Hmm.
and takes that character to another level. So yes, he. It's like just keep going back to Fantastic Beasts. I'm just so mad.
Right? I was mad. I'm telling you, the whole time sitting there watching the movie, going, "That come on, where's Johnny Depp?"
I'm just so mad. I'm like, y'all took Johnny. Y'all should have waited. Y'all should have waited.
Right.
Y'all should have waited. I'm like, so you ruined the last movie. You took the damn trilogy and then you ruined it. It's like I'm just so
Mhm.
mad. Okay, well, but kept his wife.
Right. Oh,
Yes, and kept his wife. Okay, I have so many. I know we can't squeeze everything into um, this segment, and I have so much more for us to talk about. Dana's like, you can't. You have time.
I
You
told her, I
have
was like, you have
time.
next month. Y'all have a monthly segment now, so y'all can break it up. And then what I love about this, I was telling someone this year, it's like the movies are making up for the last 2 years of the pandemic. We're
yeah.
getting hit almost every week because, like, Air released this week. If y'all not familiar with that's
Mhm.
the story of when Michael
Yes,
Jordan was
Michael
still
Jordan. Hmm.
Yeah.
had got into NBA and Nike recruited him. There's the
But what I like about
Sweetwater
that one,
also
Dana,
came
is
out.
that they're only talking about, they're really looking at it from his mother's point of view. So
Mhm.
Hmm.
you don't really see Michael Jordan at
Exactly.
all.
Yeah. And then
And
Sweetwater, the first was based on the first black man playing basketball, is about to come out too. We have Super Mario Brothers that is coming out this weekend, and that
mhm.
every week is going to be a movie. So all our pop culture people,
Yep, Dungeons
we
and
just had
Dragons.
last weekend. Dungeons and Dragons came out.
Mhm.
I tell people if you watch the animated series or you're a Dungeon Dragon fan, go see it. The geeks are finally getting their niches
Yep.
in the movie world. And I don't play Dungeons and Dragons the game, but I watched the animated series when I was young. So I love that series back in the 80s. So seeing some of the Easter eggs in the movie from the animated series, I'm like,
We
and
went
an
and
old
saw
boy who
Solid
was
Gold.
in that one show on Netflix with the king and queens and stuff like that from back in the day. What is it called?
What, the
Um
Bridgerton, the new Bridgerton
Bridgerton,
season?
yes. The
Yeah.
prince from Bridgerton plays in Dungeons
Oh,
and
yeah,
Dragons.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Now
fine.
see, I didn't watch the animated series, and I don't play the game, so I'm not gonna get any of the Easter eggs, but
That's all right.
the
You can
trailers for the
enjoy the
movie
movie
just look
without knowing
really
any of the
good.
references and look at
Yeah,
Mr. being in the movie because
yeah,
when he made his appearance, he made his appearance.
yeah, I've read that somewhere too about
Yes, and
Vox Machina.
he's wondrous.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, yes, I'm going to see it regardless.
And
I
he
didn't
wasn't even shirtless.
and I just thought about it. I have to wear my Hellfire Club T-shirt when I go to see it.
Yes. So, but it's good. Also, if you go see it, make sure you stay for end credits. I'm noticing Marvel set the precedence with so
Right,
many movies. You need to
right.
stay afterwards. So we
Mhm.
had John Wick 4 that came out. You got to stay for the through the trailers too. There's clips in the trailer snippets there too. So all these movies, including Dungeons and Dragons, they have little something in the trailers. I
Mhm.
also heard from people who went to see Super Mario Brothers already said stay for the credits too. There's something in the credits for that. So it's like Marvel has now set this
Right.
the thing that you gotta stay for the credits because you're gonna
Mhm.
miss something.
Which is especially bad for me because I have, enough trouble trying to make it through the movie without having to go to the bathroom.
And
But but now I got to make it through the movie and all of the credits.
exactly. One of my friends like, yep, let me go ahead and get my Depends if it's a movie's over 3 hours.
Right. Right.
I was
We
like,
had
yep,
saw
just gonna give you
Solid
3.
Gold, Dana.
Uh,
The Solid Gold.
yes,
We had
I did
went.
get to see it. I got to see
You
it
did
early.
okay.
Definitely check that one out. It's real because I had not heard about it
Mhm.
until I got
Okay, so
invited for the screening.
I didn't know that it was about all of them. I only thought it was the way that they was portraying it, that it was about Donna Summers. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this Donna Summers story wasn't wasn't just
No.
about her.
Yeah,
Um
it's about the record company that made basically it was the most chaotic
Motown.
record company
I
ragtag
knew
team.
Motown was ghetto, but I didn't know that Motown was
That ghetto.
And the thing is that
yes.
they were taking people that made Motown made upset and brought them over to their record label. So
Hmm.
like
I
Gladys
didn't know
Knight
Gladys
worked
left, that
under
she did that on
their
her
record
own.
label because she got pissed off by
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 Barry
the
Gordy, yeah. Hmm.
and then they worked with Kiss. They had Parliament, also and all that. And
Okay.
I'm like, none of these things are like the other, but they just found these all
And
these.
I went straight to Twitter because Twitter don't lie. I went straight to Twitter to try and figure out, did these people really, did they back this? What's happening? Because who the hell you got playing? Donna Summers wasn't short like that. Donna Summers, she was tall. I'm like, you
Yeah,
couldn't get this
they got
person.
her. Her name starts with an L. She's an actual R&B singer. They got her because of her voice, which I gave credit that they try to get people who knew how to sing, but none of the people who were
Because they
uh
couldn't use their voices. That's why.
they had to sing the songs themselves. So most of the people who were, Gladys looking like Gladys Knight, looking at Donna Summers, they look nothing like like them. But
Kiss,
they could sing the
nothing.
song. They could sing the songs.
Those men were tall as hell. The men were not short. Why? Why? I mean, he was tall in heels, but then you took the shoes off. He was like what, 5'4"? No,
Yeah.
like Gene Simmons was tall as hell. So it was like, who you supposed to be? You're not Gene Simmons, honey, because Gene Simmons
Yeah.
is like damn near 6 feet
So
tall.
it was very interesting. And then if you probably look, I got the credits, they his kids were involved in the making
Yes,
of
the
the
kids
movie.
was making it
And in the credits, they show clips of videos, home
of them
videos,
singing.
Hmm.
interviews of actually with the founder of Casablanca Records and all that. And it was just like that whirlwind of that whole thing. I was just like, ooh, wee.
And you see how easy it was for you to change your name, girl. You can't do that
Yes,
now.
he changed his name 4 times. I was like, today
Girl,
you gotta have documentation and everything to prove to change your name. He was like, I'm gonna go ahead and
how you
release
paying
a
taxes, sir? How you paying taxes? How you
God,
paying?
God,
How you paying taxes? With you?
because you know he wasn't. Because he started off with one job with one name. He changed to another job, changed his name, decided to do porno, changed his name again. Then he decided to want to go into the record business again, and he came up with his name by seeing an ad about Humphrey Bogart. And that's how he changed his name. So 4 times that man changed his name legally. And
I still got some Casablanca records though. I'm telling you right now. I still have vinyl, and I remember that. It reminded me of a cornucopia. So I know that circle. I was like, oh, okay, got me
Yeah,
that
I
record.
didn't realize how many stars came under their umbrella, and then especially if you see the previews, they talk about how
Oh,
they were
Funka.
broke when they started Casablanca Records, and they,
Oh,
end up making all the, they made the memories of our lives with these different artists. But the artists that they came across, I'm like, not usually are like you Motown is a constant, sound. It's gonna be
yes.
R&B. Casablanca Records like, we like you. We're gonna do it. Nobody does this kind of music. Well, we're about to. What? Nobody likes your music, Donna Summers. We're gonna release you. They were just like, we pick you. They were literally doing the freaking Oprah Winfrey. You get a record deal. Will you get a record deal? You get a record deal.
Yes, but
It
he
was
had a vision and he
mayhem.
saw that they were stars, but it took a while for people to
Yeah,
catch
it took
up,
like what 10 years for everybody
for
else to catch up to
people
what
to
he
catch up.
saw in these celebrities, but
I was
it was
off by a year. I knew Donna Summers. I was like, oh, Donna Summers was a hit in 74, but it wasn't. It was 75. I'm like, I knew I was off. I was like,
yeah,
because Studio 54 and her Love to Love You, that was it for her.
yes.
That was it.
So if you love music, autobiography movie, like watch this. It's like I like the actors they use. They definitely gave the energy for it, but they just don't look nothing like their
Like
character.
their characters. That's the thing. You couldn't find a six
And
foot Gene Simmons who can really
sing like Gene Simmons.
sing like Gene Simmons. So it's like, okay.
Yeah,
They had to record them live in order for people to really see. You saw them dress up. You saw all the people. You saw all the fans. They came to the concerts, but nobody was buying the records. Okay, so you didn't have that same feel. So you're gonna record the best albums when you never really sold an album. Okay, that's
yeah,
fine. But then now you wind up selling millions and millions of albums.
yeah, yeah.
And then
They
what's the George Funk? George, the
yeah,
one with the braids, the color.
yeah,
Clinton,
with the
Funk.
George Clinton.
Funkadelic and
Yes, Funkadelic.
mhm.
Okay, that
His
was
story
the
was
only one
I
that.
believe that one because I was like, oh, he was out there like that.
Okay, but do you know who that was?
Who was
You know
playing
who?
him?
Yes,
Mm-mm.
Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, that's right.
He's
Okay.
the only one that really embodied him,
Yeah.
and
He was
that
the
I
only one
was
that looked like his character.
like him.
Everybody else was
Yes.
like, because I was looking at the poster and I was like, who are these people supposed to be? I can figure out that's George right there, but the other ones, who are they? But the story was great. It's just, I tell people just put a paper bag over their heads and then just pay attention to the movie.
Yes, it's just pay attention to the backstory as they was
Listen to the
six
music,
point
sing to the
five
music,
million
dance to
dollars
the
in
music.
debt, and then they finally got out of debt. But every time it came up, it was 4 million, then it was 4.3 million, then it got to 5 million. They was up six
And
point five
5
million.
million in the hole in the 1970s was that's what I was
That's
like,
that's a
in
big hole.
1970 you in a hole like that? I was like, obviously he wasn't paying no taxes because I was just like,
No, he borrowed money from the mafia.
yes,
As the
and it
black,
all over the
as
place.
that's why
But
I said, Teresa, Motown was so
Ghetto.
raunchy. They had to get the black mafia to beat him up, and
yes,
he had to call the Italian mafia to tell the
to
black
save
mafia to leave
him.
him
Yes,
alone.
it's craziness. I was just like, wow. I was like, but it's so funny hearing about those classic studios, all the craziness behind the scenes. They came out with these great artists and the music, but you find out all the stuff behind the scenes. It was just like, wow, y'all, woo.
I
Now,
went through some.
now in today's time, y'all that studio will be grand opening, grand closing after it gets posted on social media.
Mhm.
That's why I was like, that's a time where they're like, glad there wasn't social media at that time. But yeah, so y'all have definitely with all the movies, all the stuff going on, and of course, con season is kicked up. Y'all have plenty of stuff to talk about.
Oh my
Uh,
God. I just
everybody
this
who's watching, make sure your comments, stuff y'all want to hear Teresa and Simone talk about on next month's episode. That is part of the pulp culture fashion. Of course, I know fashion weeks are starting to kick up too, so we get to see because I know for was it for the last 2 months, everybody was talking about them blue, I mean those red boots that look
Oh
like
yeah,
something
the
out of
crazy.
Barbie,
Mm-hmm.
which Barbie movie's getting ready to come out.
oh, is that why we're seeing all this Barbie stuff happening
Yes,
right now?
Barbie, in
Okay.
order to most genius marketing ever is, hey, you could create your own Barbie
Yeah.
background thing, and then it's sharing, movie coming out July 28th. Brilliant. Y'all didn't hardly have to spend any money. All y'all had to do
Y'all
was
have
the
everybody
social
else
media
doing it
people
for
to
you.
make some. And my favorite was somebody made one of all the airlines, and I posted it because I was
Mm-hmm.
like,
That was funny.
I, I was like, y'all wrong, but y'all so right about Southwest, Frontier, Spirit
South
Airlines will leave without you.
Southwest was like, we canceling all y'all's
Your
flights.
flight. I was like, "Ooh, somebody had time with that one." So, so yeah, so you got, the nostalgia of the pop culture with that and all this stuff. So y'all got plenty to talk about over the next few months. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Kit Harington is gonna be. See, I'm just. God, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kit Harington is going to be July 7th and 8th at Superhero Con
Mm.
Mm,
in San Antonio.
okay.
So I will be there in my Cersei taking a picture
Okay.
with Kit Harington.
Yes. Let's see, because I know MomoCon so far they have announced DMC from Run DMC will be a guest at MomoCon at the end of May.
Really?
Yes, so he'll be there. The most of the voice actors from Avatar: The Last Airbender, so Uncle Iroh will be there, Toph will be there, Zula will be there, uh, Sokka, Korra from Legends of Korra will be there. The voice actor of Ling will be there. So if you're a fan of that series, they're going to be there. And then
I'm
they got a whole list. So yeah, that one's going to be pop culture overload for that one Memorial Day weekend here in Atlanta for MomoCon.
I'm
And
tossing
then
around the idea of volunteering for MomoCon.
you should. They're still looking for volunteers.
That way you can get into it
Yes.
Exactly.
and have behind the
Therese, we'll
scenes.
talk off air. We'll talk.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I'm staff. I'll be like, let's talk.
Right.
Okay.
So y'all need to get you
Because
a friend like
between working
Dana.
with MomoCon, Ranger Stop and Pop, Atlanta, which is in June, then you got, let's see, BlurCon, beginning of July. End of July is DreamCon. Then after that, you got DragonCon in September. And
Hmm.
after that, my
I'll
other
be
con is
there. I'll
AWA.
be at Dragon Con. Do we have
Yeah.
panels? Let me know. Let me
Okay,
know.
okay. We
Let
got,
me
and
know.
then Ranger Stop Orlando also
Mm.
between that and AWA and Anime Week in Atlanta. Those are my cons. That is my repertoire of cons.
That's a lot of cons.
Most of them I'm working.
All right.
But yeah, so definitely everybody make sure, definitely some of these movies, some of the stuff we talk about, definitely watch those. So next month when we have our next episode with these two ladies, join us in the conversation in the chat, talk about some of these topics and everything. And then of course, if something popped off in pulp culture, y'all got some tea. You got your cousin Ray Ray is right there, right beside Jason Momoa, and you found out some 1 and 2. Let the Moana Nui podcast know. Tell Jason, feel free to
To
let us
hit us
know if he
up.
wants to be on here with these two ladies.
Right.
We'll be happy to have him on the show. And Michael B. Jordan wants to join us. Email us, message us. We'll be happy to open the show up so he can discuss Marvel and stuff with these two ladies in anime, because we know Michael B. Jordan loves anime. So
Right.
bring them on in. So if your cousin work with any of these people that we mentioned today, just reach out. I'll be happy to connect them on the show. Bless everybody. But anyway, everyone, thank you for tuning in for the very first episode of the Opinionated Variants of 616. Definitely tune in next month on the first Thursday of the month. We will have these ladies on the show talking about stuff in pop culture and fashion. So we thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.